Transgender daycare worker gets no prison time after S-ing a baby during a diaper change. So this trans male who goes by Maria was offered a plea deal and will avoid prison time as long as they meet certain conditions. Maria was arrested back in February 2023 after being reported by a co-worker for making disturbing comments and inappropriate comments to a baby during a diaper change and while touching the baby inappropriately. According to a witness's testimony, Maria was asked for assistance to change an infant's diaper, and they noticed that while Maria was cleaning the baby's genitals, the baby was crying like it was in great distress. This is when the co-worker noticed Maria rubbing the baby's genitals in a circular motion saying, and I quote, "This is her CLIT area. She likes it. It just made her day," end quote. And while Maria was reported to management for this disturbing case, she was only given a write-up. Police also learned that this person was accused of leaving babies in high chairs for hours without receiving any care. Maria was then placed under arrest of first-degree SA and ended up hiring a trans activist lawyer named Madison Leach. After taking on the case, Leach submitted a motion to reduce Maria's bond, saying that she wouldn't have access to any estrogen while being in solitary confinement. And after some negotiation with the courts, Maria's bond was ultimately reduced from $100,000 to $5,000 surety. But the bond included conditions such as no contact with children and to stay away from the daycare where he was previously employed. Maria was released from custody January of this year. And yes, in the end, the remaining charges were ultimately dropped. A transgender daycare worker gets no prison time after S-ing a baby during a diaper change.
Okay.
So this trans male who
people.
goes by Maria...
Let me turn this down because apparently they wasn't going to let me pause the video while I do my recording. So here we go right here, my people. This is when I talk about that your genealogy is directly connected to your psychological state. And I told you that this is things of this nature and even more are going to get worse. It's only going to increase. The sun is frying the part of the brain that keeps them, aka what you call civilized or human, whichever one you want to call it. It keeps them from being fully in their primitive state. These people are dangerous to be around our children. Now, what they do with their own children and their own people, that's their business. They need to take care of that amongst themselves, which they're going to do because they're going to be placed amongst each other. This separation is happening. But this right here is what we are subjugating our children to on a day-to-day basis, no matter what it may be, whether it's the school, whether it's the medicals, he's taking them to these hospitals, whether it's being a consumer, whether it's playing in these sports and these football games. We are exposing and abandoning our children to crocodiles, people, crocodiles. And we are failing to take inventory in this. And guess what? We are the ones that are sitting here screaming all this religious talk about God coming back to save us. Let me let you know right now, children make the sun rise and set. Adults make this dead-ass world go around, and this world is now dying. Abundance and gratitude for this sister right here for posting this. So thank you, sister. I'm just sharing the video because this needs to be shared because all my videos goes back to genetics and that our species should be maintaining our own children, just like every natural species in nature takes care of their own children. They do not rely on another species for their existence. If you do, then there's no need for you. If honeybees was to rely on flies for their existence, then honeybees would no longer exist. And it looks like this is what's happening with us. And I told you they are trying to legalize pedophilia, molestation. They are trying to, and guess what? I told you, America is going from a so-called first world country to a fourth world country. This is going to be worse than Rome and Greek at its height. This is going to be worse than Rome and Greek. Abundance and gratitude to you all.